somebody asked me, what's the difference between the feeling between vagina or between men and women? So vagina and bussy or booty. All right, so I'm gonna answer that because that's a common question, bro. And I be forgetting that y'all really don't know. Like, especially if you're a straight person, you won't know whether you a boy or a girl. And then girls, you just not gonna know no way because you can't fucking, you would never know. So I'm gonna tell y'all. All right, now straight up. All right, what's good, y'all? It's Mr. Say So It Is, back at y'all with another one. So today, I want to talk about more in detail about my experiences with women and the girls that I've dated, and a whole story of that, and how I actually like left my last girl for my dude, like for my first dude, and how I actually transitioned from being straight, because I was straight for a while, okay, regardless of what nobody wants to think, but how I went from straight to DL and then to bisexual. So an actual full description on how it all went down, all right? So I'm going to run through it quick, so stay tuned, and you know what I'm saying, get y'all's blunts, y'all's wine, y'all's snacks, whatever, because this is going to be a juicy one, all right? So now, just to start off with just running it down, how sexuality for me came about in the first place and how it evolved to where I realized that I was bisexual. So, like I told y'all, I got with Frank. I was curious about the whole sexuality period, straight porn, gay porn, bisexual porn, lesbian porn, whatever you want to call it. I watched it. All right. Then I ended up linking up with Frank. That's when he came around, and me and him lost our virginities to each other. Then I did a year later, Adriana, which was my first girl. This was after, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know if me and Frank was gonna get back to, like, if we was gonna actually be linking back up anymore or not, because it had been a minute. I would only see him during the summer. She was in my school fling, so I basically was fucking with her at the beginning as for during the school year, and then fucking with my nigga during the summertime, and that's how it went at first until I lost contact with the dude that I was fucking with, and then it was only Adriana, and I dated her literally for like 3-4 years, like from middle school, like from my 7th grade year of middle school up to like my sophomore year of high school. Then after her, which she was crazy about me. I had to really juke her ass because she was insane about me. Like, I'm talking about give me money, do all kinds of shit, like crazy about me. But yeah, she's the girl I lost my virginity to. And she actually lost her virginity to me too. So both the people I lost my virginity to, which a lot of people would say that I didn't lose my virginity to Adriana because she was a girl, but I consider it a virginity. It's way different. Having sex with a man and a woman is way different, all right? So that's two totally different experiences. I feel like it's two totally different virginities, which is why I classify a lot of straight men who ain't never messed around with a dude a virgin to me. Straight up. Like, shit, you the bust down. I don't care if you done fuck 50 bitches, 100 bitches. You a virgin if you ain't fuck with a nigga to me, shit. But yeah. So then, after her, it was this girl named Danielle, which I'm still cool with to this day. We actually got a really good friendship. We was friends then, still friends now. She knows about me and everything. But I was, hooking up with her every now and then too. But she was never a girlfriend. She was just a friend with benefits. Then it was Desiree. No, wait. Then it was Alasia, which is this light-skinned girl that actually had came to the school. She had moved from somewhere. She had came to the school. She was fucking with my homeboy, and I actually stole her from my homeboy. And then me and him fell out behind her and shit. Like, I used to, like, the same way that I am towards men, I'm the same way towards women. Like, I'm hella, like, protective and, like, territorial. So I done got down behind dudes, girls done got down behind me, dudes done got down behind me. Literally, I've seen girls fight. I saw, like, and I'll get into that or whatever, but yeah, it's been all like that. So after that, then it was, so after Danielle, then it was Ebony. No, wait. Was Desiree or Ebony first? I went to prom with Desiree, but I was fucking with Ebony before that. But then I was, okay, wait. Backtrack. After Danielle, it was Kaya, which was like one of my favorite chicks. I ain't gonna cap. Like, she was the baddest in my opinion. Like, dark skin, like long, like she had like a short cut, but it was nice and pretty. Like, she had really good hair. Like, she kept her shit right. She dressed good. She had a nice slim body I like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bad, okay? Like, she was one of my favorite of all time, I'll say that. Whenever she was a chick whenever I bring around to family and shit, like, they be like, ooh, I see you, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, she was one of them. Then it was Shailene, which is the girl that fought Danielle over me in this club, this teen club that we used to go to all the time. Chased us to the house after they fought. Like, let me tell y'all how this happened. We in the club, right? Shailene, I'm like talking to Danielle, dancing with her, like me and her in our own little world, while like my homeboys is with, like, me and my homeboys used to always do this whole, like, we all link up and go get the girls that we all fuck with, so we all have a bitch with us while we, you know, out kicking it or whatever. So I took Danielle with me that night, and Shailene comes in the club, and I was already fucking with her, but like, I wasn't exclusive to nobody. I was single, but I was just fucking these girls, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm talking to Danielle, and then we dancing and shit. Watch Shailene walk up, and she's like, so can I, she walks up and taps Danielle on the shoulder and was like, so can I dance with him? Like, she ain't say shit to me. She was like, so can I dance with him? And Danielle was just like, I could tell by the look of her face she wasn't having it, but she acted like she was cool with it. She was like, yeah, go ahead. Like, you know, go ahead. As soon as, like, while me and her was dancing, why the fuck I'm dancing with Shailene for a minute? She sits me down in a chair and starts giving me a lap dance, right? Why the fuck Danielle run up behind her and just start cracking her shit? Like, so they started fighting. I had to break that up, run outside with, I grabbed Danielle because I was with her, so I was loyal to her, you know what I'm saying, at the moment, because I took her to the club with me, you know what I'm saying? So I grabbed her and we run out. Why the fuck we run out to the car and literally we get in the car, me and my friends and shit, and I look over at Danielle. She got this big ass fucking black eye, y'all. Like, Shailene fucked her up real quick. Like, man, but so then we get to the house. Shailene follows us to the house. Like, she knew where I lived anyway. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because she had already been up in there. And so she follows us to the house and shit. She tries to get Danielle to get out the car. Danielle did not want to get out that car, boy, for real. Bitch was strong. I'm up here trying to hold her back and shit. We being all loud and shit. My pop's in the house. Like, man, I used to bring so much ruckus to the house just with female drama and just with niggas trying to fight me and shit, y'all. Like, on senior ditch day, why the fuck did all the dudes, like the dudes that I was beefing with that made this whole page about me and shit that I told y'all about on the last video, they was beefing with me over the Desiree thing with Danielle thing. I'll tell y'all that here in a second. But basically, these niggas, yeah, they came by the crib on senior dish day, woke me and my pops up out of our sleep, throwing fucking eggs and shit in water balloons, but come to find out, piss balloons. These niggas then filled piss balloons up and threw them at the house. Y'all, when I tell y'all, like, niggas used to hate on me so tough behind the craziest shit. They were jealous because not only of all that, but I was in the paper, in the school paper, because I went to Obama's inauguration. My pops took me to Obama's inauguration because he was getting an award for his teaching that he did and for something, and he was getting an award at the same time during Obama's inauguration. So I got to go to that, and, you know, they put me in the paper because of that, and then I was also best dressed and shit like that. So yeah, I had caught a lot of flack just from I understood classism very early that, yeah, when people don't have it like you, they will be jealous of you. And there was times I wish I didn't have. There was times I wish I did not have the hair texture I did. I would literally cut down my hair after a while. I would cut down my hair so low to where it was just like, it just looked like everybody else. Like, I'll get some waves, put some waves, get some waves popping in there or something. Just so I could look like everybody else. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would literally dumb myself down, not wear, certain clothes and shit, just to blend in so that I did not stick out like I did, so that motherfuckers would not be fucking with me because they jealous. Like, yeah. So I have a rare upbringing, and I know that, but y'all can still learn a lot from me. Trust and believe. But anyway, so after that, it was so Shailene, Danielle, and then was Danielle's my bitch. Like, we motherfucking like went and egged the niggas' houses right after they had egged mine. We TP'd they shit, did toilet paper and all that shit, like, to one of the niggas after they did that shit to my house. Like, yeah, so yeah, I definitely got them niggas back or whatever. But yeah. Anyway, after Danielle, Shailene, no cap, was a bad little bitch though. Like, she's the one out of all of them I could see on like Bad Girls Club or something. Cause like, man, she's also the only one that actually questioned me about my sexuality too. During while we was fucking around. Like, one time I remember, like, I was smashing her. Like, we smashing. Cause like every time she would come over, that'd be like the first thing I want to do. And then like, yeah, we'll chill or whatever. But like while I was like smashing her, like where I was about to smash her or something, and she asked me, and I was on top of her, and she's looking, and I used to have like pictures of dudes on my walls, like celebrities that I looked up to, like Tupac. But also I had some niggas up there that I probably was attracted to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had Tupac up there. Who else? Um, I think I had a Bow Wow poster type shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like she asked me, she was like, "Why you got these dudes up on all these dudes up on your wall?" And I was just like, "Shit, I don't know. I look up to him like, wow." But I had a couple females up there too. You know what I'm saying? Cause Maya, my favorite. You know what I'm saying? Oh my god, I fucking loved Maya. Like, she was my Beyonce. Okay, for real. Still is. I love Maya. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, she asked me that shit, and I just was like, shit. Anyway, I swear that question real quick. It just got the fucking the shit out of her. Like, so it was just like, if they ever did have any questions, because of the fact that I was so into them and I was still having sex with them and everything, it was just like they never believed it. They never they never questioned it too much. So that's why a lot of girls, I'll be saying like, y'all don't know nothing. Like, y'all are very gullible when it comes to like this whole bisexual thing. And because y'all only see gay men as feminine as flamboyant dudes, that's how y'all get caught up. And it's not always like that somebody's just lying to you. It's just that this is the world we live in. And if he's bisexual, you're going to classify him as gay. And that's not right. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, it is what it is, But yeah. Shailene's also the chick that I got pregnant once. We actually got pregnant and we decided to have an abortion because like we were just way too young, and I really did want to have that abortion, like, you know what I'm saying? And when I look back, I don't regret that we made that decision, but that also is another reason why I make sure, like, I'm gonna make sure I do have me a kid before I'm up out of here, like, real talk. I'm gonna definitely reproduce. Bad with that, you know what I'm saying? Because I can still do that whenever. That's one good thing about being a male. You can have a baby when you want. All right. Then after Shailene and Danielle, then it was Kai. Uh, Then it was Desiree. And then see, I'm gonna tell y'all the story of what happened with the Desiree thing. I went to prom with her and everything. She was the girl that I was really fucking with, cause she came from like, I guess my people was kind of hyping me up to fuck with her more because she came from a equally yoked family as mine, and my family wanted me to date other girls that was like as like they come from well off families like I did. So she was one of them, and but she was, you know, she was a little crazy or whatever, but she was cool. I fucked with her tough. But at the same time, I ended up cheating on her a little bit with Danielle. And what happened was me and all the homies, we had went out to, this is the clique of homies that I had fell out with um there at the end of high school that I was real cool with, all over a bitch. And I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. We all go to this club, and I'm going real quick through this, y'all. So we go not to a club, but to this house party. I go pick up. Fuck, I wake up the next day. So me and Danielle go back to the house. We do our thing. I take her home the next day. Why the fuck I get back to the house or I wake up or whatever? I don't really exactly remember how it happened, but I get a text message, or no, I get a call from Desiree. And she's like, so nigga, you cheating on me? What's this out here? You motherfucking, you done took a bitch back to the house? And I said, wait a minute, what? Like, I'm like, nah, like, what you talking about? Nah. And so then I was like, oh, these niggas got me fucked up. These niggas done fucking told Desiree that I was fucking around on her. These niggas is flawed as fuck. So I'm calling some of the homies that I'm thinking that's gonna be on my side or whatever. These niggas is like, yeah, bro, like you hella fucked up for leaving the homies at the party last night. Like everybody talking about how you just a dog, you a dirty ass nigga, bro. Like you really left the homies at the party and stranded and shit. I was like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, I'm talking to my homeboy DJ who's a part of the clique or whatever. It's about 9 of us a part of the clique, y'all. Like we would call the Bird Gang. You know what I'm saying? That was our clique. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I was just shocked that all these niggas was turned on me, and these are all the niggas that I done grew up with. You know, like these are the niggas that some of these niggas is like down the street from my neighborhood and shit. So not all of them was like, you know, like I didn't think that they was gonna turn on me like that. Nah, but jealousy is a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So this is when I started to learn that when people jealous you, this is how they'll turn on you and shit. And so all of a sudden, this is when the whole like, you know, me being out to be like the Regina George of this school, of the black male version of the Regina George, because everybody started just not liking me after this. And I was just like, how is everybody gonna turn on me and then act like I didn't fucking switch on my homeboys for a female? Talking about like, yeah, nigga, you flawed, like you switched on us for a female, all this other shit. You know, this is back in the bros before hoes days, you know. So that shit was hella frowned upon, but which I don't even give a fuck. Especially like even now, like, but anyway. Because when I'm with somebody, that's my first priority. You know what I'm saying? But in this case, this was a different story. They looked at it like, why am I, you know, doing my homies dirty for a female that I'm not even with, and I'm cheating on a female that I'm with? And that's why they did it. They was hating because I got a plethora of bitches, and these niggas didn't have, they only could have one, if that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. These niggas, y'all, I get, so I'm mad, right? So I'm talking to bro, he's like on their side, whatever, and so I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. Then I call Trey. I'm like, so bro, what the fuck is up? You done told Desiree that I was cheating on her and shit? And I guess I was really mad not only because of the bro code, but two, y'all don't even know if I was really cheating on her or not. Like I could have just really just been chilling with Danielle. We also had a friendship. So it was just kind of like, you really don't even know what you're talking about like that. I wasn't one of those niggas that was like, you know, having to boast about females and the pussy that I got just to get niggas to be like cool with me or think I'm a cool dude to kick it with me. I never did none of that. So it was like, I don't even talk to y'all about my shit with females or nothing. So what's up with that? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, this nigga got to talking back like, nigga, what? Who the fuck you talking to? Nigga, I'll beat your motherfucking ass. So I was just like, well, nigga, what's up then? So this nigga was like, all right, bet, hangs up, right? Why the fuck y'all, I promise y'all, this is how I know that these niggas had it out for me the whole time. Why the fuck did these niggas pull up within like 10 minutes? Y'all, on everything. And I'm talking about 6 cars deep type shit. Like car after car pulled up in front of my house, right? And I knew that, and it's all the niggas that I used to kick it with. This is all my homeboys. You know what I'm saying? These niggas that I done grew up with since elementary school type shit. My pops is outside smoking his cigar. So when Trey gets out and he runs up to the, like, he's walking up, he's like, is Mikkel in there? And he's like, yeah, he in there, go ahead. Like, my pops is telling them to just go in because they used to them being my friend. This all happened so quick. I didn't even get to tell my pops what happened, nothing. You know what I'm saying? We fell out that quick and these niggas was ready to fight me that quick and pulled up on me that fast that my pops wasn't even aware. And he told them, go ahead, he in there, he in there. You know, like, y'all know what it is. Go in there, he in there. These niggas knew not to bring their ass in there, though. That's one thing I will say. Them niggas do better to bring their ass in there. Because honestly, that's when I did grab a bat and some more shit. Because I was just like, nigga, what? Like, I ain't grabbed no gun, though. You know what I'm saying? Even though my pops had hella guns around, but I ain't grabbed no gun. But these niggas hella, yeah, they ain't do that, though. So he was just stood like, he was like, it was like he was about to walk up. When my pops was like, yeah, go ahead. It was like he was about to walk in, and he was like, oh, yeah, never mind. And he turned around. And so they all outside, they calling me like, bring your ass outside. I'm like standing up there like, nigga, looking out the window like, nigga, I'm not fucking coming out there so you niggas can jump me. The fuck y'all thought this was? Like, you know what I'm saying? You hating ass niggas. And I'm just, honestly, I'm hurt too because I'm surprised and shocked to see certain people's faces out there. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nobody called me. These are people I thought was my day ones. Ain't none of them had called me, none of that. You know what I'm saying? This is the reason why I kind of turned on the whole, like, this is when I started hanging out with like DL friends and shit, because after like high school was over anyway, like I kind of got like, I guess the straight community that I grew up around, they kind of tainted my judgment on them, and I was ready to get a new clique of friends anyway. And it was like I was already open up to my sexuality, so I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna meet, you know, gay dudes and shit and try to make friends with them and see how that goes or whatever, because it just, I don't know, like, but I guess that was just the start of that or whatever. And then they made that whole page about me and all that other shit, so it was just wild, you know what I'm saying? And it just goes to show that, yeah, I'm still a good person, because all the friends that I made after this group of friends, after I graduated from high school, is the same people I fuck with to this day. So, yeah. But, basically, what happened after that, y'all? Oh, yeah, these niggas pull up to the house. I didn't go outside. And after this, y'all, they started bullying the fuck out of me. This is when the whole page was made. This is when they came by throwing, you know, the balloons and shit on senior ditch day at my crib. And this is when, you know, like, all that shit happened, to where this is when my hands had to come out, because I literally was ducking and dodging these niggas and trying to avoid conflict all that time. And I'm talking about, I had pulled up at the gas station one night and they had did all this shit and they just boiling my blood up. Little did they know, like, they were really boiling my blood up, because this is all during the summer, to where I had to transfer to a whole nother school and graduate from a school that I had only went to my senior year, and it wasn't even a whole year. I graduated, I was very intelligent, so I graduated a semester ahead of my class because I already had all my credits and shit. So it was only a semester that I even went to senior year, and I had to do that at a whole nother school and shit, all because of this shit. And so, yeah, these niggas made the page about me, did all that shit. So they had boiled my blood up, you know what I'm saying? And I hadn't fought nobody throughout this whole shit. And I ain't did shit. I ain't talked about nobody, nothing. I just minded my business. Well, all of a sudden, y'all, I'm at the gas station going home from being out with my cousins and shit. It was probably like 11 at night. I'm at the gas station, y'all. Why the fuck these niggas pull up? Like, they driving down the street, so they see me, and I'm by myself. I literally just took the gas out, the pump out of my car, and hung it up on the thing. Why the fuck these niggas pull around and try to trap me in the what's name? They pull their car right in front of mine. All these niggas hop out, right? Talking about get out the car and shit like that. And so I'm like, hell no. So I pulled the fuck off. But at this point, that's when I was like, I'm not, now y'all got me really fucked up. I gotta fight y'all now. I'm not about to be out here in my city and I can't even go to the gas station without somebody trying to, harass me and shit. So I was just like, I'm gonna have to fight y'all, like, straight up. So I called my cousins. I called my cousin Story and I called my uncle Travis. I went and picked them up. I was like, hey, get y'all shit on because these niggas is fucking with me and it's about to go down. So it was all right, cool. I go back and pick them up. And then I hit up old boy that they was riding with, the homie that I was also cool with, I thought, but obviously I wasn't because he was riding with these niggas while they trying to fight me, pulling up and shit. So these niggas, this is when I learned that straight dudes, a lot of niggas is followers. Like this one, I noticed that. Like just because this nigga got a problem with me, you wasn't even there that night, nigga, and you driving these niggas around to fight me, and you wasn't even around when none of that shit happened. Like none of this has nothing to do with you, and you didn't even hit me up, see if anything, what happened, none of that shit. Just gonna side with these niggas. Anyway, so yeah, nigga, called old boy, was like, hey, you still with them? He's like, yeah. I said, all right, well, y'all can meet me at J Square. J Square is where everybody would fight at in the hood where I grew up at, all right? Or in the area that I grew up at. So I go down to J Square. These niggas pulled up. They get down there. We did a meetup, you know what I'm saying? Trey gets out the car. I get out the car. We all walk down to the court. And shit, we get our one. And it was, in my opinion, a tie. I'm not going to cap. But this is what they did afterwards. Like they had put on the page and shit. Like the page was lasted for a minute because it took a minute for it to come down after I reported it or whatever. And so they was on there like, you know, blasting me then, talking shit then, like, oh, this nigga only wins fights because he runs up, or this nigga's a bitch, and all this other shit, whatever, right? So I basically all had to fight like 3 more times throughout this summer because of all the fight, all the beef of this shit that this shit created. I fought Trey like 3 more times. I fought Swami. Like, yeah, so this was like the Royal Rumble of the month or the summer for me between my junior year and my senior year in high school. That summer, you know what I'm saying? So basically after that, all that shit said and done, then I get with this girl named Ebony, right? My senior year. It was really like my junior year going into my senior year. I met her around this time after all that. After Desiree broke up with me for the shit, I just stopped fucking with her. And that's when I started fucking with Ebony. Ebony was my high school sweetheart. I might actually put a picture right here of me and Ebony when we were together back then because we did take pictures and shit together. This bitch was down for me, y'all. When I tell you this was my favorite of all time female. Like, I'm talking about independent. She had a job this whole time. And I think that's why I respected her so much because I was coming from a privileged background and she had to grind and make hers. You know what I'm saying? She did that shit. And she had a car and everything just like me. Yeah. Like, she also had fought over me before. And just, she was dope. Like, yeah. Alasia, I used to sneak in the crib, got caught sneaking her in, fucking her in the tub. My pops knock on the door. What I tell you about bringing these girls in here? Dude, like I used to really be doing that, y'all. Like I used to really be a regular straight dude, like for real. After that, because I was just like, you know, I went through that phase, and then like after all of that, so she was my Ebony was my high school sweetheart. Everything was good, but then I graduated from high school. She was a year under me, so she was a junior, I was a senior. When I graduated, I automatically wanted to move out here to Denver and go to college. That was my whole plan or whatever. And when I did that, me and her had to break up by default. Ebony was very sad and, you know, about it, but I was excited because I was ready to get out here. And not only because felt like she was younger than me and I was older than her and, you know, I had to leave her behind and whatever, but also I was ready to, you know, explore my other side of my sexuality. I had, you know, at this point I was very just like confused about like, am I really, like, what am I? Like, I knew that I feel like I was bisexual, but because of the world, I felt like I had to choose one or the other. So I felt like I had to suppress the gay thing and only do straight or one or the other. So at this point, me before I had actually came out here, like right before I had actually came out here, I started talking to this dude. This is the first dude that I started talking to before I actually linked up with a dude. I mean, before I actually fucked the dude was RJ. He from Kansas City. Me and him started talking, and this nigga, like, he knew I was DL. This is like the only dude that I was really talking to on the DL. And this is the reason why, like, I decided to come out, was partially because of what I went through with this nigga. Always threatening me to out me. I decide I don't want to talk to this nigga today, or I don't want to fuck with this nigga today. All of a sudden, oh, I'm gonna tell your girl. I'm gonna find her on Facebook. I'm gonna find Ebony on Facebook and tell her, don't even trip, and I was always being threatened. It was always this, like, something people can always hold over my head, and I was over that shit. I was like, I'm so over y'all using some, like, my sexuality over my head to control me, to belittle me, to make me feel less than, and all that. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, I'm over that shit. That's why I was ready to come out. Before anybody influenced it, that was it. You know what I'm saying? Because this nigga used to threaten me all the time with telling Ebony. So it's like I was always on eggshells with that. And I'm going to tell y'all, I was cold. Like, my senior year in high school, that was the most bisexual. From my senior year, from 17 years old to 18 years old, before I came out at 19, that was my most bisexual time of my life up until recently. I ain't gonna cap. Like, I was literally doing Ebony, Alasia. Ebony was my girl. I was fucking around on her with Alasia, to where Alasia gave me an STD, and I had to tell Ebony. And then Ebony didn't even break up with me. She was mad, but she didn't even break up with me. And then I was started fucking around with RJ, and I wasn't really fucking RJ. Like, he was like, I think he might have gave me head or something, but I wasn't really fucking with RJ. Like, when I was on the DL, I wasn't really like full-fledged fucking niggas and girls at the same time. I was just talking to dudes and fucking with girls. And then I think, like, once I actually fucked the dude, that's when I was like, okay, I can't fuck with girls no more. Like, my conscience kicked in because of all the shit that I done heard about how bad it is. I didn't want to be that statistic bisexual dude. I didn't want to be the bisexual dude that, like, you know, hops back and forth and is the statistic or whatever. However, I wouldn't be able to be a statistic because I don't have HIV anyway. You know what I'm saying? However, I just didn't want to entertain that whole statistic. So, basically, yeah, RJ was always threatening me and shit, so I was just like, oh, like, fuck this shit. So I stopped fucking with him, and that's when I moved out here, started fucking with Mikey, and blase. So that after that, y'all pretty much got caught up on the first video. Now, just to tell y'all about my experiences recently with females. Now, I'm gonna just keep it G with y'all. My relationships prior to the one that I'm in right now, we have not came over that topic yet. But all my relationships prior to the one that I'm in now, like I said, I have only dated other bisexual men. So it's always been this rule where, or an agreement where we don't look at it like cheating if we fuck around with a female, okay? If we, get us some pussy every now and then or whatever, that is not considered cheating in my relationships that I've been in previously. So I have had one female that I have been dealing with since 2020, I would say, is when we first started. Yeah, so it's been a few years now where now I haven't fucked with her in a minute, but if I do ever go get some pussy, that's who I go to. And it's because bisexual men, I want to tell y'all this because this female accepts me for who I am and she fuck with me tough, okay? She hit me up all the time wanting some, all that. I don't get treated no different as far as when it comes to her. But I'm going to tell you the difference that I see with her, she's actually bisexual like myself. So I think that a lot of us bisexual men is better off going for a bisexual woman. But a lot of them may not want to fuck with you either, but it would be better off for us to go for a bisexual woman, just to put that out there. They're more liable to accept it. I already had a video where I did try to holler at a bisexual woman. She wasn't going. So not all bisexual women are going to go, but I think we got a better chance with bisexual women because, and also women of other ethnicities, just to keep it G, than black. Black women have been brainwashed with with homophobia, just like black men. So they're not fucking with you like that. And they ain't fucking with us like that. You know what I'm saying? The girl I fuck with, she's Mexican, mixed with white, I think. But hey, she love niggas. So it don't make a difference to me, you know. And what else did I want to add on there just based on that? Yeah, I don't recommend lying to straight girls. I have been tempted, like I said on my last video. I'm not gonna cap, you know what I'm saying? I've been tempted. But what makes me not do it, I almost did it once. But the reason why I don't do it is because I don't want no bad karma. I don't want nobody lying to me, manipulating me and shit. And I tell y'all that all the time. I don't like emotionally and verbally abusive people. And that's a form of emotional abuse. You know, you lying to somebody or mentally manipulative, you know what I'm saying? That is a form of emotional abuse. So I don't want it done to me, so I ain't gonna do it to nobody else. You know what I'm saying? But I also have had girls who have known that I was straight. Literally, a couple years ago on Halloween or some shit, I was kicking it. I was chilling with my dude around my cousin and all her homegirls, and one of her homegirls got a crush on me, and she was just like, which I get this all the time, but it was very aggressive this time. She was just like, I'm sitting there with the dude that I was fucking with at the time. He's sitting right next to me, and she was just like, damn, you fine, nigga. She was like, shit, you gay or you bi? Like, and I was like, I'm bi. And she was like, shit. And then, but my dude at the time was like, this nigga gay. Like, like he don't want no girl. Like, he trying to defer her from wanting to fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? She like, shit, I don't give a fuck what he is. Shit, I put this shit on him. He gonna want some. He gonna want some pussy. Like, he gonna like girls if he fuck with me. And shit, he was just like, well, shit, if he go for it, like, honestly, I think that that's another thing about why I went over into messing with males more. A lot of people ask that and wonder, well, if I'm bisexual, why did I choose or why do I prefer men? There's a lot of reasons, y'all. And one of them is, as a bisexual, I'm actually accepted and congratulated in the males with gay men or bisexual men. But with girls, it's like I'm tolerated, one, okay? Two, like I said, with men, they don't tend to look at it like, well, with bisexual men. I know gay men don't like you messing around with women, but a lot of men that's bisexual, they'll look at it like it's not the same territory. Plus, they may want some pussy every now and then they damn selves. So how they gonna tell you that you can't? So, you can be bisexual with men, but you cannot be bisexual with women. Is what I've been experiencing. Is that when you get with a woman, if you choose up on a woman, you have to leave the gay life alone. You have to leave it all the way alone. You can't be bisexual with a woman. It has to be a past tense thing. You know, women that say they'll accept you if it's past tense or if like you don't get fucked or nothing, which yeah, I don't get fucked, but yeah, I just, I don't like the judgment that they have, the homophobia that they be having, period. But at the same time, like I just said, you cannot be bisexual with a woman for real. Unless it's with a bisexual woman that accepts you and then y'all down with that poly shit or something like that, which I honestly would never want to share my woman. So I don't decide to date women for also other reasons because, okay, I don't mind my dude going and fucking off on a bitch. But my girl can't go fuck nobody. Now, if she go fuck with a girl, well, now I'll take that back. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know fully on that one. I never tried that before. I don't know. But I'm not poly anyway. You know what I'm saying? So that's just that. Regardless if I'm with a man or a woman, I'm not poly anyway. I'm going to be loyal to whoever I'm with. So that's just that. But yeah, that's just to let y'all know a little bit of why bisexual men choose up more on the bisexual or gay lifestyle, because you're not like you're just, it's just easier, it's better, it gives us a higher quality of life, we're more accepted, like I said, and it just feels more, you get less of this flack of feeling like you're a bad guy and being told you're a bad guy and all this other shit, which I know I'm not. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I still can get some pussy. I still have my fun. I still live the best of both worlds. You know what I'm saying? So it's all how you live, y'all. Get it how you live. But that's it for this one. Sorry it's so long. If you lasted to this point, thank you. But like, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all on the next one. Peace. Okay, and real quick, just to add on here, how I told my pops, because a lot of people ask that, because I told y'all how my mom's side took it and everything. But so when I told my pops, or actually I didn't actually tell my pops, how it went with my pops is, like I told y'all, I was raised with my pops mostly. So me and my pops already had this insider going on where we already understood, because when I was younger, my pops caught me writing a letter to this girl, and I was talking about wanting to do her in her butt and shit. Like, I don't remember exactly what the letter said, y'all, but I always been like an aggressive and romantic type nigga. So like, I was just like, telling her like how I wanted to do her in her butt, and how fat her butt was, and all this other shit, right? And some more explicit shit I can't even remember. But basically, like, my pops found it, and he was like, he snatched me up and was just like, little nigga, what you doing? You writing girls this? Like, why you writing a girl? You want to do her in her butt? Are you like boys? Are you gay? And I was just like, I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. One thing I will say, I love the relationship I have with my pops, because I was able to tell him everything, even when I was younger, you know what I'm saying? So I really, you know what I'm saying, I love the relationship that I got with my pops, you know what I'm saying? So I was able to tell him freely. I felt more comfortable with just, being transparent with him. I think that's where I get my transparency from, because he told me it was okay to be myself. Like, it was okay to cry. It was okay to be mad. It was okay to be myself. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I want to raise my kids this way. Yeah, he was just like, I was like, I don't know. And he was just like, well, look, if you are going to be gay, then you don't write this to anyone. You don't write nothing like this to anyone. This is predatory behavior shit. Like, y'all, I'm a fucking predator, bro. Like, I get that all the time. Like, and I didn't even look at it like it was that, but I guess that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Only for adults. I'm gonna put it straight. Like, I do not look at kids at all. I do not look at kids at all. All right, they are still in the oven, straight up. But yeah, I guess I got a little predatory instincts, because I just be on some wanting to fuck and be aggressive and dominate and shit. Like, boy, I be trying to tell y'all, like, I be having to control my dominance, yeah. So anyway, that's how Pops knew. So as I was growing up and I came out and shit, it was already something that me and him had an understanding about. And he did put me on game. He told me he accepts me for who I am, and if I am going to be gay, just don't be no hoe. He said being hoe with women and being a hoe. He put me on game, and I was instilled with some good confidence from the jump with this, and I think that that's why I steered into the direction that I did, to be proud as I am. You know what I'm saying? When you are instilled with all that shame about who you are as a jit, you're gonna grow up in a shameful way. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just remember that, y'all. All the straight people who's also watching, do not condemn your kids that they are so bad about being who they are, because that's what fucks up a lot of other shit. Your confidence needs to be instilled as a child. All right. All right, y'all. And just to wrap this up, so also, the only female that really had a problem with me, or with me coming out about my sexuality, the only female that found out and did not like it, I'll put it this way, was Ebony. And I ain't gonna cap, like, that one was a doozy. That one hurt my feelings, because I really did fuck with Ebony tough. I really did. Like, I liked her the most out of all of them, for real, because she was like the one I was with the longest. And you know, like, yeah, she was one I really fuck with. So I think that that's why she took it so rough. But I really didn't know how she took it until I had talked to her homegirl, and she told me how she took it. But yeah, I had seen her out one day, and she acted like she did not even know me. Like, yeah, so that's the only one that took it bad. But then other than that, uh, all my other females, they did take it well. All the other females, all my other exes, all the girls that I talked to or had sex with before, they were all cool with it. I'm still cool with all of them except for Ebony and Kaya. I haven't talked to, but I wouldn't know. So I wouldn't know if she had a problem with her or not. But all the other females, like Shailene, cool with her. Danielle, cool with her. My first, Adriana, cool with her. So not all females is gonna fuck with it, but some of them will, some of them won't, and that's just something that you gotta accept when you come out as a dude that's bisexual. That the females that you have messed with, they may have a bad reaction, but you gotta live in your truth and be a man about it. Fuck that. Don't walk in life like that, worrying about, oh, these girls I had sex with, they're gonna know. They'll be all right, and they need to fucking know that we exist so that they can start understanding what to look out for if they don't want to fuck with a nigga like us, and also it can help them loosen up to being more acceptable to us, but we have to allow them to be. And the only way they are going to be able to be is if you allow them to be by choice. You cannot force nobody on shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, also, another thing I wanted to add on here before I go. Somebody asked me, what's the difference between the feeling between vagina or between men and women? So, vagina and bussy or booty. All right, so I'm gonna answer that because that's a common question, bro. And I be forgetting that y'all really don't know. Like, especially if you're a straight person, you won't know whether you a boy or a girl. And then girls, you just not gonna know no way because you can't fucking, you would never know. So I'm gonna tell y'all, all right? Now, straight up, men are tighter most of the time. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna start off with pussy, all right? So, pussy or vagina is wetter. It gets wet easier, faster, and the wet is way more natural. Also, the main best thing about vagina that I like is that it can take a lot of pounding. You can really go all the way with a girl. Like, you can do what you want to do. You ain't got no limits, really. You can pick her up, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, with a dude, now they may not be able to take as much pounding sometimes. Now some of them can if they really like a power bottom or whatever. But like, I usually mess around with like a straight dude that has been opening up to that for me, opening up to bottoming for me, or they're like not loose like that. You know what I'm saying? So they don't be able to maybe take as much pounding, but they usually could be tighter, which means that they could be tighter, is basically what that means. And then also, well, just because the anus, some people will argue that it's not necessarily made for it. I disagree. I feel like, why do men have prostates then? You know what I'm saying? That's what makes that whole argumentable. I feel like that's an argumentable topic. It could be true, it could not be true. But men have prostates, women don't, and one of the prostate has a lot of functions. It's not just used for one or two things. It's a body cleanser, and then also some other things. But also, it is the male G spot. It's what creates the pleasure when a male gets done in his anus. You know what I'm saying? So this argumentable. However, dudes be tighter, and as long as you get it, wet and shit right, you can even eat the nigga out and get him wet. You ain't even always gotta, use lube for real or Vaseline or something. But yeah. So vagina just definitely I'm not gonna lie. Okay, when I'm with a dude, I might crave vagina every now and then. When I'm with a girl, I don't crave ass. So I'm just gonna keep that G. You know what I'm saying too. Even though I prefer men, and just there's other reasons behind that though. Not sexually. You know what I'm saying? But sexually, they still. It's like okay, if I give a grade with men sexually, like a 9, a 10, if it's with somebody really great. You know what I'm saying? But on the average, it's like a 7 or an 8. With women, it's always like a 9 or a 10 straight up, just because of I don't know all the different things that play a part. I don't know, but it is still like in my opinion, it's equally good. It's equally good, especially it's a based on if you got feelings for the person. So for me, if I got feelings for the person, it might feel better than with a dude. I mean, with a female, even though it's a dude, etc. So it's just from there. But also, they both just feel fire, like straight up. They both feel good as fuck. So there's no like real competition with pussy and ass. Now, where y'all wanna be worried about is if the dude's a bottom or versatile. If the dude's a bottom or versatile, well then you can't compete. Them is the ones that I feel like females is just like they really cannot compete with a man because you're always gonna want dick. If you like dick, they can't give you dick. So I get where they be coming from when it comes to them type of niggas. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's my conclusion on that. But yeah, y'all, that's it for this one. Like, comment, subscribe. And yes, like this video, y'all. The more y'all like my videos, the more YouTube reaches it out to other and new people. So if y'all want to help me get to a larger demographic, which, you know what I'm saying, it's only a matter of time anyway, I believe. But you know what I'm saying, like me. Like, help your boy out and like my videos so that they can get out to more people, all right? I'll see you on the next one. Peace.